all day.
Hey guys, once again, it's Fred. We're coming at you live. And this story here's on Walmart. Once again, another story about Walmart employees, Walmart security, Walmart. Here we go.
A viral video showing Lawrence police officers punch a man in a Walmart parking lot is now the center of an investigation and some outrage by many in the community.
Police reports say the man instigated that violence, but witnesses we spoke with say the opposite.
And tonight, there's a lot of questions about what happened leading up to the moments we see in this video. Fox 59's Jenny Drakeser breaks down everything we know so far.
It's this viral video that's at the center of a police investigation. The video, with more than 100,000 views, shows a portion of the incident where a man, later identified as William Armstrong, is being punched in the head by a Lawrence police officer several times in a Walmart parking lot. We spoke to Armstrong's sister, Anasia Mason, who can be seen in the videos and was inside Walmart at the time.
It took longer than I expected, so I knew something was wrong because my older brother didn't come in there to rush me. So something is telling me to hurry up and go outside.
Mason says when she got outside, she saw her brother being punched in the face by police. A second video taken by another witness depicts a different angle and shows another officer kick Armstrong as he was on the ground. The same officer seen punching Armstrong earlier in the video is then seen punching him several more times. We spoke to multiple witnesses who wanted to remain anonymous, who characterized the incident as unnecessary.
Very aggressive. They didn't come to defuse. That's what it is. They did not come to defuse the situation. They did not come to defuse it at all.
It all happened Tuesday afternoon around 4:30 when court documents say Lawrence police saw Armstrong illegally parked in a fire lane at the Walmart off Pendleton Pike on Indy's east side. Court documents say the officer asked Armstrong to stand behind his car because the officer said he was afraid Armstrong could have a weapon in his vehicle.
Now, guys, there's a couple of things I'm going to stop here and comment on before I go on, because otherwise I forget them and go on. First of all, you've got an officer kicking. He's using his feet, his boot. The guy's laying on the ground. He's kicking him right in the head, right in the face. That's not in no policy procedure manual anywhere. Officers should be fired, plain and simple. One strike, you're out. He's gone, that officer. The other officer that's punching in numerous times. You know, both these officers could have wrestled with this guy, and he couldn't have done nothing. They may not have effected the arrest as fast, but they would have got it done more efficiently. Now let's talk about what they're beating them for. Do you realize what they're beating them for? They're beating this man because he parked in a fire zone. He's in his vehicle. He didn't park and leave his vehicle. He's sitting in his vehicle that at any time, if he's seen a fire truck coming, he might say, oops, whoa, I better get out of here. I'm in a fire zone. It's not like he parked it and left it there. He's sitting in his vehicle. Officers come up, get mad, contempt of cop, have words for whatever reason. My point is, this was uncalled for. This kind of force for this kind of violation was uncalled for. Now, we're going to go on just a bit, and then I'm going to come back because I want to touch on something, but...
And they say the 38-year-old acted, quote, aggressively. Police say a rifle was later found in the vehicle, but officers did not see it before the arrest.
It doesn't matter what was found in the vehicle. What's in the vehicle? Was he using it, or was he parked illegal? They stopped him or confronted him because he's parked illegally in a fire zone. It doesn't matter what he's got in a vehicle, other than drugs or something that's illegal. Again, this report, the police report says this. The police report says that. The police report says, well, we've saw, especially at Walmart in Danville, especially with the Danville Police Department, just because something's written in a police report doesn't make it the gospel, guys. Somebody wrote that in that report. Was the person that wrote that in the report been honest? Were the officers, each one of them on their reports, been honest, or were they comparing notes and say, okay, let's say this, let's say that? Because that's what you've got to look at. It's just like these body cams anymore, where they holler, quit resisting, quit resisting. And the person is actually the subject, the suspect, violator, whatever, is actually not putting up no resistance at all. But they're saying that so they can capture that on their body camera. Just because they say it or just because they write it in a report doesn't make it true. And I'm hoping that judges, juries, prosecutors, everybody will start seeing that and taking that into consideration. Just because they see something in a report or something that officer sits there on that stand and says after he's raised his right hand and swore to tell the truth, don't take it as the gospel. You got to investigate. You got to look into it, read in the stuff.
Documents say Armstrong approached police and refused to put his hands behind his back. The report says Armstrong then began, quote, fighting and resisting.
I raised my son to have respect.
I can see that, can't you all? It says in the report that the guy just got out and started fighting. He just resisted, started fighting. I can see police just pulling up, you just jumping out and saying, hey, I think this would be a good day for a fight. Do you guys actually believe that, what's written in that report? Because I already find things that I don't believe just from 40 years of being a police officer. It's very unlikely that just because you pulled up, he don't even know what you're stopping him for yet. He don't even know what you're approaching him for. Something as simple as parked in a fire lane, but he's going to just jump out and start fighting. Oh, okay. Believe that if you want, because I don't.
I raised him to also protect himself and his family. The things that I seen in the video and what my daughter told me had happened is crushing.
At that point, police claim Armstrong punched two officers in the face and wrestled with them. The report says they were, quote, tussling, and Armstrong
Have they ever felt maybe they've chose the wrong job then? If one guy can beat two or three of them up, maybe they're in the wrong profession.
checked an officer to the ground. The court docs say police used a stun gun on Armstrong, but he still wouldn't comply, and that's when an officer punched Armstrong several times.
Guys, if you'll notice, every time he pulls his arm away from his face, the officer punches him in his face. Tells him, put your hands behind your back. Every time he pulls his arm away from his face to put his hand behind his back, it leaves an opening. He's let his block down, and the officer punches him into the face. You may have to rewind this and watch it a couple of times to see this, but that's what's going on. It's like when they tase these people, and they say, put your hands behind your back or I'm going to tase you again. About the time they get ready to put their hands, they tase them again. Well, automatically, their body locks up. They have no control over their arms. You can't put your arms behind your back when you're being tased. This is...
times. Police eventually handcuffed him and took him into custody.
Regardless to what was wrong and what was right, protocol was to give him a ticket or tow the car, not to take your fist and hit him in the face. I'm sorry. As a community, we need to come together.
The court documents also say during the incident, Armstrong made numerous threats to, quote, shoot and kill all the cops on scene.
Okay, it's terroristic threatening. Okay, it's a charge. It's a violation or a Class B misdemeanor. Okay, is he angry? Is he mad? Does he have a right to be? To make statements? They're sitting there beating him? Well, do we really blame him? He was sitting in his vehicle in a fire lane. You've got two choices. Ask him to move or write him a citation and tow the vehicle if you want. But like the lady said, you can't just commence the beating on somebody because you're wearing a gun, a badge, and a bulletproof vest. And you're bigger than life. Those days have got to stop. There's too much of that going on now.
I can confirm that.
He did say those things.
I can confirm that. I do not lie. I can confirm those things were said out of anger, and I told him not to say those things because he wasn't going to do them.
Now tonight, witnesses and
No, he's speaking out of anger. He's speaking out of being beat up. They're beating on the man.
family hope police release the video of what happened in its entirety, so questions can be answered.
Now they should be releasing everything to the public so they can see, if they police protect and serve, that would even be beneficial on the police behalf on what happened.
On the east side, Jenny Drasler, Fox 59 News.
Now, we have learned from the mayor at least one of the officers involved has been placed on administrative leave. Court documents also show Walmart does have surveillance video of this arrest.
We've reached out to Walmart. They referred all of our questions about video to local police. Fox 59 also reached out to Lawrence PD. They sent us a statement saying, in part, quote, the goal of this investigation is to conduct a thorough and impartial review of the circumstances surrounding this event to determine
Sure.
whether department policies and procedures were followed. The community's trust, they say, is of utmost importance, and they remain dedicated to upholding the highest standards of professionalism and integrity.
Meanwhile, Lawrence Mayor Deb Whitfield is also weighing in this evening, sending us a statement as well, saying in part, quote, "Our city prioritizes the safety and well-being of those who engage with local law enforcement. We take these matters very seriously and are working with Lawrence Police Chief Curtis Bigsby to conduct a thorough investigation."
If you take those matters seriously, you'll fire at least 2 of those officers, the one punching and the one kicking. They need fired. There's one strike and you're out. If you don't care no more about the human race, I don't care what the guy did, short of molest a child or kill somebody. There's no justification for them to treat that fella like they did. No justification whatsoever. If they're that scared, if they feared for their life, then they're going to have to find another job anyway because they're no good to that department. So help the people find them another job. Go ahead and fire them. The one doing the kicking should be charged with assault because I know that the kicking is not in any policy manual in the United States of America, in any police policy and procedure manual. You're never going to see something where it says it's okay for a police officer to kick another human being. Striking them open-handedly and different things like that, possibly, and yes, but never kicking. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and share.